And welcome back to another episode of Market Buzz. In today's episode, we just had Nvidia earnings, and the market is flying to the upside. Well, and by what I mean, the market is our AI investments in this case. Welcome to another episode of Market Buzz. We'll be talking a little bit about Bitcoin. I'm probably going to be alone today, which is kind of part of the trade. It's an individual trade. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Welcome to another episode of Market Buzz. It's 1:30. I'm in time. We should be live. I hope so. But yeah, Nvidia blew it out of the water. Earnings per share was way better than expected. Revenue way better than expected. Even my expectations were too low for what Jensen did this quarter. And thanks. This is a fantastic quarter for the Nvidia team. And I know that there's a lot of Nvidia holders watching, so exciting times to be an Nvidia investor. But not only that, we are seeing the rest of the market continue to rally. In this case, I mean, whoa. No, there's some news right now. There's no negotiations happening with Iran, but we knew that. We knew that. Let me share a snapshot of the market this morning. Gonna give an idea for everybody. But yeah, I mean, we are seeing Nvidia up almost to $223, which is fantastic. I have to get rid of some of my options trades that I did make. Something to pay attention to for sure. Let's have a look. Because I can also go here and go here, and that's quite fire. And yeah, the rest of the market is taking a little bit of a breather. Momentum is going back both to software and AI, which is extremely bullish. But yeah, we did see that Nvidia massive beat on all aspects. There were some things that I was paying attention to that I talked to you guys about, which was the gross margins and the the guidance, and they did address both things, right? The guidance for next fiscal year, is expected to come in at $690 billion in revenue, which is a 70% growth on the current expectations, which is nuts, right? And then we have the the gross margins did come down a little bit because of the price of memory, but the price increases did help alleviate some of that. We are sitting at the 74% gross margin range, and that is expected to go lower as time goes by. But the market didn't seem to care too much because the revenue is growing so drastically to the upside. Now, Nvidia is also expecting memory and all of the components of AI to continue to increase in price. So that is why we likely continue to see all of the AI trades, companies like GV, Eaton, Caterpillar, Vertiv, you know, Lam Research, SanDisk, Micron continue to find momentum to the upside here, just because it Nvidia did paint a very bullish picture for the markets. I've only been on for 3 minutes. Let's go. All right. I wonder. But yeah, we did do the live stream yesterday. So if you enjoyed that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, because we do that. We're trying to do that every earnings or whenever we see an important catalyst to kind of pay attention to. What else did we see in the markets? We had PCE data this week, and we also had GDP data this week. Everything came almost in line with expectations. I would say a little bit hotter, but everything got rounded down, which was very bullish for the markets. The market digested it pretty well. We're still waiting for Jackson Hole on Friday, where Warsh will speak and he'll give us an idea of what he plans to do. But I don't think he'll give any guidance. And the market will likely take that negatively, and then potentially we could see sort of this rally maybe lose a little bit of the steam and the power that he has had. What else? The war. Well, we just got an update on the war here. So that was something to pay attention to. There's just no negotiations happening with Iran right now, but it seems like the United States is actually stepping away. And now Iran and Oman are having conversations. And even the Qatar Emir was actually flying to Iran to alleviate some of these pressures. We don't need Iran and the US to be friends, right? Like there's barely any trade already with between them, but what we need is oil to continue to flow. Also, there was some news on the Putin Russia and Ukraine war. Putin said that he is unlikely to see any benefit happening right now. And whoa, did I hit that snapshot that fast? What do you mean there's a 5 hour limit? That's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Is that just based on that? There's no way. For some reason, he created a website, the ChatGPT thing, and I'm not even going to pay attention to it. But yeah, I mean, we continue to see that AI momentum rally here, and I just don't see it stopping anytime soon. Again, we are expecting a little bit of a downturn coming, but it could be the S&P 500 overall. Like if we go to the futures tab here, we see that the Nasdaq is high. Even Bitcoin is selling off a little bit. We did break those 80K level, and that was an interesting note. We are seeing the VIX come down a little bit. We are seeing oil tick up a little bit. Natural gas, gasoline is down, which is actually quite bullish. But I mean, the war continues to have its effects. I do think that the fact that they are meddling, that the U.S. government is meddling with their currency, will affect sort of the place on silver, the place on gold, and even Bitcoin in this case has shown a lot of resilience here. But again, it's a volatile asset and it's likely to continue to go up and down here, you know. But something to pay attention to for sure, for sure, for sure. What else do we see? Yeah, man, we talked about Nvidia a lot yesterday, but yeah, that was most of the breakdown that we saw. Right now, I'm looking to exit some of my positions. A lot of the positions that I did have, like I had some SanDisk that I'm looking to exit, Micron. Actually, I don't have any Micron calls. I only have for this week. I have NVDL calls and SanDisk calls. Something to exit here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm. But yeah, what else did we see this week? We just had some data. Oh, jobless claims came in lower than expected, and then continuous claims came in actually lower than expected. So that's unemployment data. Whoa, that means that it's more. It's a lagging indicator, but something to pay attention to for sure. But look at something here. What data do we have? We had the ACB meeting. What did they say? How are the currency markets right now? Let me have a look. Is the euro down? Yeah, it is a little bit down. Okay. So the dollar is a little bit up. Cocoa showing strength here. Like that's something that's been something to pay attention to for sure. If we go to the performance tab and then we go month to date, we are seeing sort of commodities starting to tick up, and that could be sort of negative for for the Fed and inflation expectations. So that is definitely something to be keeping an eye out on. We also seeing treasury yields. Let me have a look at that too today. Oh, it's not too bad. Month to date, we are seeing sort of that 30-year and that 20-year start to tick up. Even the 10-year are starting to tick up. So, did we see a correction there? Have a look. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. It did go back up, but it's still means that yields are down. So I'm gonna keep an eye out. What are the yields at right now? Let me have a look. Oh, yields did come down. We're sitting under 5.2 and we're sitting under 4.7. Let's go. To the moon. Makes it easier to last longer speaking with other people in the episode, that's for sure. Let's have a look here. Let me have a look. Hmm. But yeah, based on what's on my desk, let's have a look. What is on my desk? You know what I want? I want a freaking thingy that pops out. Doo-doo. Simon, do that. I want I want the sequence that we can like pull up so everybody knows what's happening. So what's on my desk today? I actually don't have anything other than exiting the positions that I did have prior to the Catalyst event yesterday. The fact is that Nvidia is up, 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 and if we look at Nvidia today, like this was like we were buying this like as it was coming down last week, this week. And yeah, I mean, we are touching this point, like this resistance point. I hope that we can somehow break that. That would be super bullish. The fact that we are coming off the highs here and then coming a little bit lower, nothing to be worried about just yet. We'll have to see how the market digests the earnings data today. By the way, if you have any questions, do let me know in the chat. But yeah, if I had to make a trade today, which I'm not gonna be making, because I actually like I'm paying very close attention to Nvidia right now. I do think that they are center stage, but we are also paying attention to the rest of the stack. Right. Yesterday, the interesting thing was that we did see memory and sort of semiconductor stocks take a breather, but we saw the AI trade continue to rally. And that was, in my eyes, very bullish too. Something to keep an eye on. I like the fact that you're able just to see what's kind of moving today. Let's have a look at the news. Whoa. There is some ratings happening here. Oh, let's have a look. Let's see what's up. Yo, that was another interesting trade yesterday. Software yesterday ended up doing really well. We saw companies like here actually I'm able to show this real quick. And we saw CRM, ServiceNow, CrowdStrike, and Palo Alto networks all rally like crazy yesterday. Even Datadog and Adobe found a bit yesterday. Man, which I'm kind of sad about because this is sort of like a learning lesson. I saw the peaking in semiconductors, right? Like we saw sort of like the crazy melt up and how that sort of ended up playing out was super interesting and something to pay attention to. The problem that I had was that I didn't sort of have conviction enough to kind of move a lot more capital into the software trade. Like when Adobe was sitting at like it was a gift, right? Like we saw Adobe sitting almost at like less than $200, $190, right? No, 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 no. No, I wouldn't exit it fully. Like I would like the thing is right now I do have some call options. So it was a trade that I did on Nvidia particularly, and I'm selling that position in order to take advantage of just the quick gains that I did in less than a week, right? The way that I do it is I'll invest in options and then I'll make 100% return. Or if I make a little bit more, I'll sell half of the position and then I'll keep only the risk on. And then that allows me to kind of play with that. So that I found a little bit of interest there because I'm almost 100% in that trade, right? But my core position on Nvidia, I'm not touching. I probably add more if we start coming down again, and then I'm also expecting the whole market to kind of start going into Nvidia. Like my targets for Nvidia, my base case and my bullish case have risen after the last earnings based on the results that we just did. Like it was just so much better than expected. Now we're expecting $110 billion plus in the next quarter, so it's gonna be like I'm super bullish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's for sure. But yeah, like yesterday was just nuts, right? And they did address so many of the issues that I was worried about, right? Like they addressed some of the reasons why they're doing this sort of vendor financing, which allows them to actually get a revenue on the compute that they are actually selling, and they get a percentage of the revenues and a percentage of the profits, I believe. So we're starting to get a little bit more clarity on how these deals are being sort of played out, and I like them. Like they are very interesting. It's a very different way, right? Like they are sort of taking advantage of this amount of compute and what they're building, and maybe putting the money in order to guarantee that, which creates artificial demand. But there's artificial demand for a reason, is because they want to sell that compute. Like I do think that Jensen yesterday, like if you're looking for like a good earnings call to listen to, yesterday's earnings call was really nice. And I don't say that lightly because they're usually boring. But Jensen sounded so confident, and it was such a different perspective here. So I was very bullish on that. I'm also paying attention to Micron, SanDisk, right? The names that I've been working lately, like we could continue to see them sort of find that bid. I mean, we are seeing, look at SanDisk, it's almost 4.6%, Micron 4.2%, Western Digital 4.4%, right? So it is still good. Yeah, just to say the least. Oh man. What else do we have? What else do we have? Has Donald Trump said anything? No. He's quiet. I'm surprised of how quiet he is. Like as long as we don't get Trump blowing stuff up again, I think the market could digest this as good news, and that would be bullish for the market. Whip. I can't show that. I can't show that. But yeah. Oh man. Oh yeah. No. I need to watch. I need to finish watching this. This is one of the most bearish guys that I've heard in the AI trade, and I'm quite baffled by the stuff he says. Some of the arguments I do see, some of the other arguments I disagree with, right? Like he has a very cynical view on the whole AI trade, and I wonder if he's in it. Like I wonder if he has any of these companies in his portfolio somehow, right? Like I don't think he's out of the investments altogether, and I would love to see his portfolio just to see, right? Like it's like if you're really against AI, why do you what is your investment thesis and what are you investing in? And why is that, right? Like, are you in silicon makers? You know, it'll be interesting to see. So far, I'm happy. I mean, like, if we continue to see bullish, like, I think we're going to come down a little bit at the start of the market. I just hope that that doesn't cement fully, you know? Oh, man. Whew. Yeah, this week has been tough to say the least. Tough. It's funny because it's like when the market is red, everybody paying attention. But when the market is green, even though the S&P 500 is red today, no, S&P 500 is a little bit higher today. And that's only because of Nvidia, I would assume. Because if you look at the rest of the map, Amazon's red, Google's red, Apple's red, Microsoft's red, financials are red. Whoa, Dollar General. Did they have earnings yesterday? Oh, it's a hot day today. Hot, hot, hot day today. I need to make sure. Oh man, I just have to wait until this market opens and just see how the market wants to take this. I hope it digests as well. The fact is that like I don't like the red. Like it would be good if everything was green. It is a green day for me today, and I'm happy for that. Hopefully, I can sleep well and rest well. I wonder. I have to pay attention to something real quick. Let me have a look real quick at something. Is Timothy live? I'm live on Timothy's stream. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Sorry, Timothy. So, something to pay attention to. When you go live, it does go live. Well, like if I can cancel Timothy's stream from here. Man, Trump keeps like affecting this markets in such a negative way. I don't like this. Wow. Oh man. Well, I think this is it. Today's live stream is going to be a short one. I think so. I mean, we talked about most of the stuff yesterday. So, thanks so much. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Peace, everybody. I'm happy with that.